you something I don't understand. You said you love me, and that's a fact, and then you left me.
Hello there, Tony Meadley once again, and welcome back to my workshop. I thought it only fair that after the last performance with the Oak Bear that I do another one. So as I said, I got a couple from this guy, and I just hope that this one turns out okay. This one, I think it's about an inch or two wider in diameter, but all I've done, I've glued the chucking point on with hot glue. I'm going to fit it into the chuck, and we will square it up, true it up, and then we'll get a chucking point on the back, do a bit of shaping, and then turn it round. Well, I've sanded it down 120, 180, 240 and 320, and it's come up exceptionally nice, very smooth, apart from these little bits here, but that's expected of a bear. I'm going to put some sealer on it now, and then we'll get a turn round in the chuck. I think what we're going to have to do with this one, I'm not so sure about waxing it. I think we'll put some sealer on, we'll put a little bit of Yorkshire grit on, and then I think when we finish it off, we will finish it with a clear lacquer. It'll come up exceptionally nice, so we'll see what it's like with when we get a little bit of sealer on it. I'm starting to put a couple of, just a couple of cracks, which is, it's normal for a bear. So obviously teaching me granny how to suck eggs, but you can see there's a bit of a grain in there where there's been the tea, but this is just all swirls, so there is no grain as such because it's just all swirls. So there's just the odd little bit where I'm filling it in with a little bit of super glue, medium super glue, and a little bit of sawdust. So that's the best way to deal with it. Not that it's going to crack, but it's just best to fill it with a little bit of super glue. Then we'll take the final coating off, and then we will sand it down. So I think that'll do. There's lots and lots of little holes in it, which it's understandable for with it being an Elm Burr. So we'll just let that go off, and then obviously we'll take a very thin layer off, and then we'll get it sanded down. Well, I filled this in with super glue and a few bits of sawdust, very fine sawdust. It's come up quite well. I'm going to do plenty of sanding on it, and then I think the best thing to do as a finish on this one, with it being a bear, I like to use a lacquer, clear lacquer, and we'll get it to a nice shine. You can't help all these, you know, these little swirls in it, and they are a little bit uneven because there's a little, not a hole, but there's little recesses in it. That's the word I'm looking for. And I think if you fill it up any more with super glue, you get dark patches around it, and I don't like that. So all we'll do, we'll sand it down now, and then obviously we'll put sand and sealer on it, Yorkshire grit, and then we will cover it with a nice clear lacquer. And then I think what we'll do, we'll polish the lacquer with Yorkshire grit microfine. I've seen it, and it'll come up hopefully like a glass finish. So that's what we'll do. One of my subscribers has asked me to introduce my workshop companions. So here they are. This is Ruby and Rosie. This is Ruby. Ruby sit. Ruby sit. Ah, it's a good girl, aren't you? Give me that paw. Oh yes, that's a good girl. And this one is our Rosie. Rosie, come. And Rosie, sit. Rosie, sit. Sit. Give us the paw. Give me your paw. Good girls. So that's the two of them. That's Rosie. That's Ruby. Both boxers. Our Ruby is 6 years old, and our Rosie is just turned 2. So she wants me to throw the ball, so I'll just throw the ball for her. That's all I do all day. No wonder I can't get any work done. Well, as you can see, there was quite a lot of inclusions in it, craters and everything in there. It just didn't look right, so I filled them in with a little bit of resin, sanded it all down. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some sealer on it. I've cleaned it all out, which is so important. I've cleaned it all out with an airline just to get all the dust from all the craters. I'm going to put some sealer on it, a good going with Yorkshire grit, get it all smoothed off. And I think this piece is just shouting at another lacquer job. I just like the lacquer. It makes it a nice mirror finish. But what I'm going to do with this one, and I got it off the internet somewhere, is we'll put the lacquer on, and then we'll use the Yorkshire grit microfine, and it comes up like a piece of glass. So that's what we'll do. We'll put it on, and we'll go through it step by step. Right, I've put the sealer on it, and I've just taken it off with a little bit with wire wool, 00 wire wool. You can see the grain's coming out absolutely gorgeous in that. Not that it's got much grain in it, it's all swirls. I'm not sure whether you know, but I'm sure 99% of you will know it's a bear is like a cancer to a tree, and it grows around more or less in swirls rather than a nice grain. You can see the grain on this side. It's got a darker swirls in the centre, lighter at this side, and then obviously this is more or less proper grain, but it's absolutely wonderful. Put the sealer on it, and I've just taken it off a little bit with, just knocked it back with 00 wire wool, and I'm going to use Yorkshire grit now. We'll get it nice and smooth. As I keep saying on this, and I'm sorry to repeat myself, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't get paid. I buy everything myself, but I can highly recommend that people use Yorkshire grit. It just gives such a wonderful finish to it. Yes, you can get it probably without using that, and if you have to sand it down to, I don't know, 800 grit. But with the Yorkshire grit, you get just a lovely finish with it, and there's no mess, there's no sand and dust at all. So I would highly recommend that you use it. Right, I'm just giving the can a shake, as you can hear me, but you can just see the grain on this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think that's why we need to make it like a mirror finish. Now, it takes, I would have said, 8 to 12 coats. But the most important thing to do is not to put it on too thick. Just a very, very thin coat and build it up, and then we will do it with Yorkshire Grit Microfine, and you'll see it's just like a piece of glass. So, without further ado, we will put very, very thin coats on it. Hold it about 300 millimeters away. Like I say, it's so important for just a thin coat, because all you'll do, you'll just make it too thick and you'll get a run in it. So, right, we'll make that do. We'll leave it for about 20 minutes and then build it up again. I've put 9 coats of the clear lacquer on, and you can see it's starting to come up quite nice. But it comes out like a bit of a matte or an orange skin finish. It's not quite smooth, so we're gonna, as I said previously, we'll use the microfine, the Yorkshire Grit Microfine. So I'm just going to put the 10th coat on. Don't be tempted to put it on thick, just a nice thin layer, and build up the coats. I don't know whether you can see that, but it gives it like a matte finish. Don't be tempted to put it on again and think that it's going to go a nice glossy colour. Right, just let that dry, and then we'll put the Yorkshire Grit Microfine on. Finally got it done. Well, sorry, not completed, but I've got the lacquer put on. Yes, 10 coats. And if you ever do this, please don't be tempted. I keep repeating myself. Please don't be tempted to put it on too thick. Just nice fine coats, and you'll end up with a matte finish. Well, it's gloss, but you can feel it. It's very, very like a matte feel. So what we're going to do, we're going to use this Yorkshire Grit Microfine. It's quite good. It's made for acrylics, but I find it works well on lacquer, as long as you don't put too much pressure on it. All you want to do is just put a coating on, and then all we're going to do is just lightly buff it up, and it's surprising, you'll end up with a mirror finish, as if it's glass, you know. I find it quite well. It works well for me. So all you do is just cover it while it's in the stationary position. I've also done the back, done 10 coats on that, although you're not going to see that. This is the most important part. So we'll just polish that off now. We'll get a turn, and but as I say, nice and lightly with a paper towel, nice and not too much pressure on, because you will take the physical lacquer off. Well, absolutely gorgeous. That's all I can say. The sheen on it is very nice. As you know, it's a bear, so you're going to get little indentations in it because it's the way that it is. You can see all the small little craters, quite natural to bear. But to be perfectly honest, I am over the moon with it. Keep saying that every time, but just you've got the grain on this side of the wood, then you've got the swirls, and then you've got the lighter part of the bear layer, or bear should I say. I thought it was America there. Absolutely gorgeous. As usual, I'll take it inside and I'll take some photographs of it, but it was very enjoyable, absolutely superb, and it's turned out better than expected. I'll just put that down so it doesn't get damaged. All the time that we've been waiting, I've been waiting quite a long time for this website to be built, so it's actually up and running now, or it should be within a day or two. By the time this video is edited and put out, it will be up and running. If you just go on Google and search for tonymedley.co.uk, all one word, that's MEADLEY, you'll be able to see if there's anything what I've made and you fancy buying it, then obviously it'll be on the website. If it isn't on the website, it will be for sale. Just give me a ring. All the telephone numbers will be on there. There's no need to remember the tonymedley.co.uk because I'll put a link to it. Also, I'll put a link to the person or the couple who made the website. They're absolutely fantastic, very helpful. So if you fancy a website being built, I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. They're very nice, can't do enough for you. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed turning that. I keep saying that because I get lost when I get in my workshop. Anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please give me the thumbs up. And I have to thank everybody who's been making some lovely comments lately. It does mean a lot to me, and I will I'm going to say I will reply to everybody who makes a comment on the YouTubes or on Facebook, wherever. Anyway, thanks for watching now. As I keep saying, please subscribe, it means a lot to me, and I'll catch up with you on the next video. Thanks a lot now. Bye.